Okay, looks like we have Sulcata with the first skill as Medusa, getting on the red buff, making sure he can secure that. Jupiter coming back as Daji, trying to get up the clear wave. From their builds, you can see Medusa went, ooh, the ult, and that's another kill for Sulcata. He went Mannequin Mace, and I think he's going to go into Transcendence, which would be a smart decision. Clearing Jupiter's blue buff, getting a little extra farm. Looks like he's going to go for this XP camp while Jupiter clears wave. We might see another fight here if Jupiter can get away or not. I don't think Sulcata wants to fight here because he has low mana, and Jupiter is pretty high on mana, looking pretty good. Jupiter is going to need to catch up on some farm. He's 2 levels behind. Sulcata hits level 7 while Jupiter hits level 5. We're going to see an engagement here from Jupiter, but it looks like that comes to no avail, so that's a little unfortunate for him. We're going to see Sulcata maybe back here after this wave. Jupiter needs to pop some mana pots so he can get up that mana, but it looks like he's just going to back after this wave anyways, so just save those. Yep, full Transcendence. He's going to be looking to stack that pretty soon. Make sure he's able to do more damage, get that mana going. Clear wave faster. Looks like he's going to be pushing up on the tower here. Get some damage on that so he can have more pressure in lane. I think if we see another fight here, we might see a tower go down. Jupiter's going to have to put in some work here if he needs to bring this back. Looks like he's got tier 2 of maybe Jotuns for the... Oh, and Sulcata goes in for the kill. Unfortunate for Jupiter, but he might still be able to bring this back if he can position himself right and get some farm. Sulcata's going to be taking that red buff yet again. Really big for him. We might see... We might see a tower dive here. Oh, but then there goes the Daji ult. Makes him be able to... And that's a tower for Sulcata. A little unfortunate for Jupiter. That's an Aegis on Jupiter, and possibly a kill from Sulcata. But he makes it into tower, or under Phoenix, so he should be fine. Sulcata's looking really good here. He's got 28 stacks on his Transcendence. We're going to see possibly a breastplate here for him. For some defense for this Daji. Does a lot of physical damage. He's got the Jotuns now, so he can pull out those abilities a lot faster and have them on cooldown less. He's going to take his blue buff so he can get some of that extra farm here. Looks like Sulcata's going to be going for the Bull Demon King. Pretty smart thing to do. He's going to get that Phoenix down for a little while, able to take down that Phoenix possibly, force a fight, kill him possibly, if Jupiter can't pull anything off. But hopefully he can. We're probably going to see a fight here in a sec from Sulcata. DaGG ult. That's a little unfortunate for Sulcata, but then he ults, and that's a kill. Unfortunate for Jupiter. Sulcata's looking really good here. Level 12. Has his ult. He's going to take a Phoenix here. Unless Jupiter has something to say about it. And that's another kill for Sulcata. Medusa's really good right now, and he's got Transcendence now, so that's going to be a big power spike for him. He's going to have a lot of mana, a lot of power, cooldowns. And we see a breastplate. Relic usage is pretty good. The meditation cloak's really good for self-sustain and keeping yourself in lane for longer. We're probably going to see a shifters here, or possibly a berserker glad shield. Most likely shifters though. Makes sense. Since he's playing DaGG, he's going to be getting some power from that. Sulcata's going to be going in for the red buff yet again. And looks like he's going to be successful with that, unless... Nope, Jupiter cannot contest that. Sulcata's on that corner, waiting for him to push out a little bit more so he can get a kill on him. And we see a missed dash, but that's okay. Oh, DaGG ults the Medusa ult. Very smart on his part. He's gonna go back in for the fight with Sulcata, but he's gonna end up dying here. Medusa is actually really strong in Joust right now. I don't think we're going to see a tower or a Titan take, but... Oh, that's another kill for Sulcata. That might actually change really soon. Really unfortunate for Jupiter. Looking really good for Sulcata right now, and I think we're going to see an endgame here. But it's best of 3, so Jupiter still has a chance to get on that. And if he can get a kill here, that would be huge for him, which I think we might see in a sec. There he goes. Shut down on Sulcata. That gives him a big gold spike and XP spike. Player damage. Sulcata's in the lead by quite a bit. Golden Hand. DaGG has 600. I still think Jupiter can bring this back if he is able to pull some stuff off. Keeps back this fire wave, lets his Phoenix get back up, heal up, get healthy. XP per minute. Sulcata's doing really good on that. Jupiter's a little behind, but you know, it's not always everything. We see an Executioner from Sulcata. That's a really good item, especially on ADCs / carries. Looks like we have another Bull or Demon King takedown. We're going to see Blue invade here. That's really big. He's going to be getting a lot of XP, especially from that buff from Bull Demon King. We're going to see another Phoenix takedown here pretty soon. If not... Looks like he gets Medusa ult, but he negates that with Medusa ult, which is really good. I think that's the end game, maybe. Unless he's able to come back and defend this, which is going to be really hard. And we see a Frenzy, and that's game 1. Jupiter might be able to bring it back in the next game, though. So... So let's go to the details and see what's going on here. God level. He had 3 levels on him. 8 and 1, 1 and 8. Gold earned. Had a 2,000 gold lead. Gold per minute. A hefty 1,000. 800 gold. That's not bad, but still falling behind. especially in the player damage and the minion damage. A lot of damage taken on his part. A lot of damage mitigated because he was getting in those fights a lot. Wards placed. We had 5 wards from Sulcata and 1 ward from Jupiter. A lot of vision going on over here. So that's really good. Huh? So it looks like we're going to see a Baron ban, a Nemesis ban, and a Medusa ban. That's pretty big for Jupiter. We're going to see an Uller, Scotty, and Anher ban on Sulcata's side. Scotty actually is in top 10% win rates for Duel. Yes, she is number 6. And Uller is number 7. Basset has a really good win rate right now. We're going to see a Ra and Kuzin ban on Jupiter's side. I feel like it would have been a little bit more beneficial if he had done more ADC bans. He gets Izanami, that's really good. But Sulcata does have AMC, which is really huge. He actually has the number 3 win rate in Duel right now. He's really strong. He's going to be doing a lot, but this Izanami does have clear on her side for Jupiter. Ooh, actually, Bologna. Bologna is actually 4th right now. That's a really good pick if he does end up deciding to go. And he does. So, he's going to be really tanky. He's going to be clearing wave. Izanami is going to be clearing wave really fast, though, with those auto attacks. Very fast. Hits the whole wave. He's going to be doing a lot here. But Izanami also has really good able to get away and stuff like that, so that's nice. We already have Izanami out of the fountain. Okay, so we already have an engage going on here. Looks like Izanami's going to back off from the engage here from Bologna. Bologna's doing a lot of damage, keeping her mana up for Sulcata. Will Izanami be able to keep up, though? That's the real question. Still able to clear wave pretty well. Probably needs to get that mana buff if he wants to get some stuff done here. Bologna goes in, and it might be a kill. Yes, and that's a kill for Sulcata as Bologna. Bologna's really strong right now. Izanami just wasn't able to take the damage from her. Izanami clearing wave while Bologna's going for the blue buff in the back camps. Gonna be able to get some pressure on wave here with the really good clear. Might want to see go get a blue buff for Izanami and Jupiter. Sulcata will be backing, which will give Jupiter some pressure in wave and on the tower. Not much, but enough to maybe make the Bologna back off and him get some farm here. We're probably going to see an Ingame, but no. Izanami's able to get away. But will he survive? That's the real question. And Bologna, because of that med cloak and her tankiness as a character, is going to be able to take that on the Izanami. A lot of XP minute. We're going to see a mana buff take here. Izanami's going to come back. Probably be beneficial to sit under tower for a little while, get some farm going. We're going to see an Izanami ult here. Not going to be able to connect with those auto attacks. Not very good. Clearing wave. Still has some decent amount of damage on tower here. Izanami's not looking good here. Going to see a back. Looks like Sulcata is going to go in here on the wave. Really good clear here from Bologna. Bologna has really good clear. She's a warrior. Really good base stats. Does a lot of damage because of her abilities. They really match well for Duel. Going to be taking some back camps here while Jupiter's going to go for his mana, but it's not there because Sulcata went and got that after he backed. And we're going to see another engagement here on the Izanami. Will he be able to get away though? And that's going to be maybe. And Sulcata is going to get the kill yet again. Proxying wave. Going to keep this wave back off of his so he can get some pressure on wave some more. Pretty low here. We might be able to see a kill maybe if he can catch him in time. But no, he's going to just go for the wave. Ult, that's not looking good. Gonna go in here on the red buff. We might see a red buff take here. If he can get it fast enough before Sulcata realizes what's going on over here. He does get the red buff, but will it cost him his life? That's the real question here. Because Bologna is a beast. She can tower dive, do all this damage, and we're going to see another kill for Sulcata. Not looking good here for Jupiter, guys. Gold per minute. Yet again, got a pretty good gold lead going on here. Gold in hand, quite a bit. XP per minute. He's got a good amount of XP per minute. We got 3 levels on Jupiter, and we're gonna see another tower dive here and another kill for Sulcata. This is gonna be really big for him. He can, and if Jupiter is able to kill Sulcata, he will get quite a bit of gold and XP from that. But will he be able to is the real question. Bologna is a warrior, so she will be tanky. We see an ult on the Bologna here. She backs off. Some auto attacks going off here. Sulcata is going to go in on the blue buff. We're not going to see an engage here from Jupiter. He's going to go around. Finds out his blue buff's gone. Probably going to go back onto wave. Starting to sit under tower more so he can catch up. And we're going to see a Bull Demon King here. Will Jupiter contest it? I don't think he knows what's going on right now. That's a med cloak on Sulcata. Will Sulcata be able to take it though? Get some real good pressure on lane, half tower health. but Sulcata does end up getting that Bull Demon King, and that's going to be pretty detrimental to this Izanami here. He's going to be getting dived by Sulcata, and it's not going to be looking good. We see a Beads, kind of a late Beads, not looking very good. He's going to be able to gain an even bigger lead here. Gold per minute, still not looking very good for Jupiter. On Sulcata's side, though, gold in hand. Sulcata needs to back now so he can get some items, and he's able to further his lead more, so he's able to dive tower and box the season even more if he has to go under Phoenix. We might end up seeing another kill on Sulcata, and that is going to be the case. Will we see a 2-0 here for Sulcata? Not looking very good for Jupiter. Does not have any kills on Sulcata as of yet, but if he plays his card right, able to get some farm up, not try to fight this Bologna as much, he might be able to come back on this. Clears wave really fast. That's really good for him. Might want to go to his blue buff if he knows the cooldowns on it. We do see Sulcata pretty low here, and we might see a kill for Jupiter, which is pretty big. And that's a med cloak on Sulcata, so he can get all that health back. And Izanami is not going to be able to bring this back. Bologna is just a beast in Duel. Super tanky, does a lot of damage. Can do a lot. When Bull Demon King comes back up, we might see a take from that by Sulcata. Izanami is going to try to contest this Bologna on wave, but it might be in vain yet again for Sulcata. Goes in and gets a kill yet again. That's really big. We might see a Phoenix take here. Proxy wave here. Make sure his wave can get on tower. We are going to see a Phoenix take here. Can Jupiter contest the Titan or the Bull Demon King? Looks like Sulcata's going to be going for the blue buff, possibly the Bull Demon King. And if he does, Bull Demon King does not do anything on the Titan, but is still beneficial. But we are going to see another engage from Jupiter, and he does get taken down by Sulcata yet again. Unfortunate, but he just has such a big lead, and his abilities and auto attacks doing a lot. A lot of CC coming out of him. XP per minute. We got an even bigger XP lead here by Sulcata. He's able to take down this Bull Demon King. He's going to be able to further that a little bit. We are seeing a 500 XP per minute lead here. Player damage, it's a pretty big gap. We've got 8,000 damage lead. Not looking good. We have another engage onto Jupiter here from Sulcata. Not looking good for Jupiter yet again. Sulcata just has too big of a lead. He's able to do too much. He's able to tower dive and do all these things, kill him pretty fast. It's not looking good for Jupiter. Sulcata is putting in the work, and I think this will be Unless he can contest this, Jupiter will be able... If he gets a kill here, he might be able to bring this back a little bit. Force him off for a little bit longer. And Jupiter does force off Sulcata from the Titan. See how much longer he can last. Maybe get a kill. That's an ult on Sulcata. Sulcata's going to be going in for the kill. Will he get it, though? That's the real question. And he does. Goes in for the Phoenix, or the Titan dive, and is able to pull it off. This might be an endgame for Game 2. Possibly a 2-0, which we are going to be seeing today. Great game. Oh, shit. No way. Okay, I still can't see their items though. That's sad. Okay. So, really close match. IllianTear does have its tower and Phoenix to half. Vlad looking kind of low here. Up. We see a back. Are we going to see a contest on the Bull Demon King? Maybe not. We might see Vlad go for a tower here. Maybe not. IllianTear is not going to go for the Bull Demon King, though. He's going to be backing, and this is Vlad's chance to get Bull Demon King here. We are probably going to see a Bull Demon King take here. It's going to be huge for Vlad, so he can get that tower. That is his ult down. IllianTear still does have his ult, which is pretty big for 1v1s. IllianTear is going to take the red buff here, and he's going to back. Pretty good. Pretty close on gold per minute. Vlad's keeping up. Still behind, but IllianTear does need to back so he can upgrade relics. But I think he's looking for the level 20 so he can upgrade that starter item. Vlad is going to come in here. Possibly a kill for Vlad here, if he does have his ult back up. Maybe not if the self-sustain from Oleron can kick in some more. We might need to see some anti-heal here from Vlad if he can keep up with this Oleron. Will Vlad be able to kill here? If he does have his ult up, we are going to see a lot of damage on IllianTear. Tragic he wasn't able to get the kill there. But IllianTear is going to re-engage here. Pretty low health, but he does have lots of self-sustain, so he might be able to bring it back. Looks like Vlad wasn't able to get a whole lot off of that Bull Demon King, but he was able to catch up a little bit on gold. IllianTear does have 3,600 gold. He should be backing pretty soon. Looks like we're going to see another engage. Will we see a kill for IllianTear or Vlad? Staring each other down, waiting for the next wave, see who's going to go in first. Really fast clear from Vlad. Vlad is going to be backing. IllianTear is going to be getting back to lane pretty fast. Vlad is looking at this Bull Demon King a little bit. Probably wants to have a fight here with Illian. Illian does decide to get those back camps. We are going to see a red buff here for Vlad, but will he lose the Bull Demon King? And IllianTear is going to be getting the Bull Demon King at the cost of a tower, but he does get the Phoenix here due to that. Vlad is putting lots of pressure on this Phoenix. He might be able to take it. He is going to be able to get this Phoenix, but at the cost of his own. Will Illian be able to take this this Titan? Vlad does show up for the contest here. Is he going to be able to sustain this, though? No, he won't be able to, and Vlad does kill him. He is going to get lots of pressure off this. Vlad does have the player damage lead, but that could change. He is going to be getting lots of pressure on this Titan, though. Will he be able to take it is the real question. IllianTear is back up. He will be able to contest this. Does he have Leviathan back up? And that is game 2 for Vlad.
I was really afraid I didn't have that, but also if I didn't have it, I think
This is going to be the finals. It is 0-0 right now, best of 3. We are going to be seeing a Medusa Soul ban for Vlad and an Ola Run ban, really good for him. They are really high win rates. We are going to see an Anher, Basset, Uller ban. They have really good win rates in Duel right now, very strong. We are going to be seeing the Poseidon ban for Vlad and the AMC ban, number 2 in win rates right now for Duel. Kama ban has a lot of self-sustain, able to box for a long time in lane. Boxer does a lot of damage, able to self-sustain himself with minions. Kronos in Kali. And we are going to be seeing the Ho Yi pick here and the Tsukuyomi pick for Sulcata. Okay. That will be an interesting matchup. But he does end up going for the Bellona in the end. Bellona is very strong here. So is Ho Yi. The triple bounces can be pretty nasty.
Soldier specifically does not help at all with this ball. Just constantly. I got the top of it.
Okay, so let's get this next match started. Ho Yi and Bellona. Looks like they are both going to be going Mannequin Mace. We are going to be seeing the start for possibly a Berserker's or Shifter's Shield. Maybe Glad. I doubt it though. Probably a Berserker's. A lot of attack speed for Bellona that's very good. And we are possibly going to be seeing a Transcendence from this Ho Yi. It does end up stacking very well late game. Helping, gives a lot of power. We are seeing a fight here. We do see a Med Cloak from Sulcata. Gets that Med Cloak off of Sulcata there in the early game. Really huge for him. Sulcata, in fact, does not have any pots. He might see a kill here, but we are going to be seeing Vlad get away with that. Very good clear on the Bellona. Those hammer moves do help a lot. Hits the whole wave, especially with the Mannequin Mace. It's going to be clearing wave pretty fast. We are going to be seeing a back from Sulcata. And we are going to be seeing a red buff take for... And we see a triple bounce for Vlad. He does get the red buff here. Looks like Sulcata is going to be going for his mana buff, while Vlad goes for the wave, possibly for his to go get blue buff for some XP. Sulcata is going to clear this wave as fast as possible. We might see him go for these back camps, but he is going to be going back in. Possibly going to see an engagement here. That is Ho Yi ult and dash. And we are going to be seeing a kill here for Sulcata. That ult is really helpful. It gives a stun and boost. Gives you a really big leap. He is able to do a lot with that. A lot of tower diving going on here for him. Vlad, tier 2, on his way to Transcendence. Vlad coming back to lane here. Possibly see another engagement here with Sulcata. Sulcata is a little low on mana. He does get stunned here by the Ho Yi. Ho Yi is very good for that. Getting a little low here from tanking wave. But he's still up on the mana. Sulcata does have Chalice, which will be helping a lot. Help him stay in lane for longer. We are going to be seeing Another engagement here. He does leap away. Will he get away with it, though? He will. Sulcata is just not taking... Ooh, and he does have his ult back up. This is going to be another kill for Sulcata. Sulcata is just able to get in there with his ult and finish him off with his 3. Very good for him. He's going to stay in lane, clear this wave here. And we're probably going to see a back from him to finish an item, possibly, or get some more sustain in lane. Vlad is back in lane yet again. He does get this wave here. Not really able to box this Bellona very early game. Bellona just has really good protections and base damage, so we do see the stun before he's able to get off that last hammer. He is going to be engaging here. We don't see a kill here. He does get away. Houyi's leap is actually very good. Another engage. We might see another ult come from Sulcata. He does have that finished Berserker Shield. He does have protections and attack speed now. He will be able to be diving that tower much faster now. And we are going to be seeing a Houyi and Bellona ult. Will Houyi be able to get out of this alive? Sulcata goes in, but does not want to take that tower damage. It can be very detrimental. He is going to go for this red buff, while Vlad does end up going for his blue. Vlad is taking a lot of damage, but he will be able to clear it before he backs. He is not in any position to be boxing with Sulcata right now, but I think he will be going for this wave. Possibly might see a back from him so that he can get his health back, finish his item, get some stacks on Transcendence if that is what he ends up going. We are going to be seeing back camps get taken by Sulcata. Sulcata, he does finish Transcendence in that last back. Vlad is 2 kills down and 1 level down, but he might be able to bring this back. He needs to get some vision on his blue and around that area so Sulcata can't get the drop on him as much. Vlad is very deep in lane right now. He will be able to get away though, but we might see a kill here for Sulcata. And we do end up seeing another kill for Sulcata. Vlad does have a chance to bring this back though. He is only 2 levels down. He can clear wave, get some farm going, get his stacks on Transcendence. He will be starting in the breastplate tree. We might see a breastplate from him, which is highly likely, especially since he's going against this Bellona. He needs his cooldowns back so he can get away faster and get that arrow up and his ult. Sulcata is building 2 items at once, but that is not a problem for him because he is in the XP lead and player damage lead. And he does have 200 more gold per minute on Vlad. Vlad does hit level 10. Vlad needs to get those stacks on his Transcendence so he's able to get the mana and power he needs so we can start fighting with Sulcata more. We are going to see a tower dive from Sulcata. Will he be able to kill? Probably not. We do see an ult from Houyi, and that is a kill for Vlad. Too bad for Sulcata. Got a little cocky there. Went in for the tower dive and paid for it. He does finish Executioner, though, which is pretty big. He will be getting attack speed and power. Vlad does have 20 stacks on his Transcendence. He does really need to bring that up. He does get some pressure on wave here. Not a whole lot, but pressure is still pressure. He does get tier 2 for possibly a breastplate here, which is what we're probably going to see. It gives cooldown, lots of protections, mana. It is really good. Very close on gold per minute here for Vlad and Sulcata. Sulcata is going to be getting the red buff here. Player damage is still in Sulcata's favor. He is getting in there. He's doing the damage. He's getting those kills. He's going to go for his blue buff here, as well as Vlad. Vlad's going to be getting that. Sulcata is going to go on the wave here. Vlad does take the safe route, so he does not have to face this Bologna in a full-on fight. He is going to go, Sulcata is going to go for the back camps. I don't think we're going to see a Bull Demon here. We might. Vlad is able to finish the breastplate, and he does have thorns, which is really good, especially against Mannequin Mace, with all this auto attacks going on. He is only one level down. This is an improvement from what is happening right now. He is bringing it back. Sulcata still does have the two kill lead and a level on him, but that doesn't mean game over. He does have a 2 level lead now, but Vlad can still bring this back. He does get that off. He's going to get off a little bit of damage here, but he might pay for it as Sulcata does get in here. He does hold in his dash. We're going to see a Thorns here, but it will. Is it enough to kill? Sulcata does go down yet again. Yet again, staying in tower for too long. The Med Cloak was able to keep him in there for quite a while, but it was not enough to keep him in there for that long. He did pay dearly for it. And we are going to be seeing a level 14 for Vlad here. He is 2-3, but he's catching up. Sulcata still does have a kill lead, and we're probably going to be seeing a Frostbound Hammer here for him, so Vlad won't be able to throw out as many auto attacks. We're probably going to see either an Aussie or an Executioners from Vlad, maybe Kin Size, but I highly doubt it. Bologna just does not have enough health to be going Kin Size. He is going to go in on Vlad yet again. Vlad does get away with his leap. And we are possibly going to see another dive here, which is not the best thing. They are tied on levels right now. They are really close. And that's another dive. Vlad does get out of it. Not unscathed, though. Almost half health. He is going to be healing back up, though. Sulcata is taking a lot of damage from that engagement. They are really close on gold per minute now. Gold in hand. Sulcata is in the lead. Does now have a level lead on him. But Vlad is just a little bit away from hitting level 15. And Sulcata is going to go onto this blue buff. And we are going to be seeing a little bit of pressure for Vlad on this tower here while Sulcata is going for that blue buff. But Sulcata will probably be able to defend this. A tower take might be in sight here for Vlad. He needs to get out. He is able to get out, but he will be going in another fight here with Sulcata unless he backs. And he is not able to get the back off here. And we might see another kill here for Sulcata, unless Vlad is able to get away here. And he is not able to. The Bologna ult is just too much. It does give the huge leap with the stun at the end. Does leave him in place. Vlad does have the tower damage lead, but probably not for long. Sulcata will be able to catch up here. It's very tanky. Does a lot of damage with the auto attacks here. And we are going to be seeing a tower take here for Sulcata. Very big for him. Vlad might be able to take this tower on this back for Sulcata. But his blue buff is gone here. We might see him possibly go for the Bull Demon, but it is very risky due to Sulcata still being alive. Sulcata is going to be getting his blue buff before he goes back to lane. Trying to defend this last sliver of health for his tower, because still does make a difference having a tower. We are going to be seeing Vlad go on this Bull Demon, but he is backing off to possibly cause a fight here with Sulcata. And if he is able to get the kill on Sulcata, that can be huge for him. He can get Bull Demon King and a tower, possibly a Phoenix if he does it right. But he is 2 levels down and 2 kills down. He does have Aussie, but Sulcata does have his Frostbound built, and we're possibly going to be seeing a Witchblade here to slow down the auto attacks even more off of that, and that will be very detrimental to Vlad here, since he is playing an ADC. Sulcata is looking very strong here, very tanky, lots of health, does a lot of damage with his abilities and auto attacks. He is going to be getting the red buff here. Vlad cannot contest this. Sulcata does hit level 18. Vlad is level 16, still a 2-level lead on. Sulcata is going to be getting more wave pressure here. Vlad is going to be starting something in the Mace tree. We might see a Jotun's Wrath here, or a possibly a Crusher, which wouldn't be too far off. A Crusher would probably be better here. Vlad does make a smart leap, and Sulcata is able to get that pressure even more. Vlad is able to get some pretty good damage, and he does time his leap right, so he is able to take down. And we might see a kill here for Vlad if he does this right. Sulcata is going to be backing off here. He cannot take a fight at the Phoenix at the moment. He's going to take it into the mid lane. Probably going to be waiting for his ult to get back up. Vlad, if he has ult here, will be able to kill if they do force a fight. But it looks like they will. We're going to see a back from Sulcata. Sulcata does back, and he will end up finishing Toxic Blade, and he's probably going to be going after an Aussie here. Vlad does get some pressure here on wave. We probably won't be seeing a tower getting taken down here as Sulcata goes to contest it. Sulcata is able to secure his blue buff. And he will be pushing up this wave. Both ults are back up. We might see some fighting going on here. Relics aren't completely up yet for both. We do have a 30-second cooldown on the Thorns for Vlad, and a 50-second for his med, and 40 seconds for Sulcata. We are going to be seeing Sulcata go on to him. That's an ult from Sulcata, probably a kill. And Sulcata does get the kill. We'll be getting this wave. Not going after the Bull Demon King, just going to go straight for the minion wave, and then for red buff to get that power spike going on. Vlad is able to get crushers here. That's going to be some attack speed he can get going on there for himself. We are going to be seeing Sulcata possibly go for a Bull Demon King, and we are. Vlad might be able to contest this. Pull up on this Demon King so that Sulcata is not able to get it. Will Sulcata be able to secure it? Sulcata does pull off the med cloak. Not looking very good. He does pull off the beads. The beads or not the beads, the thorns isn't enough to keep him off of. And Vlad does end up killing Sulcata here. He did play that very right. We do have both relics down for both of them now. The med cloak did really come in clutch there for Vlad. He was able to get some sustain off. He does still have 3 chalices going on for him. We will see Sulcata's tower get taken here by minions. Vlad is going to go for his blue buff here. Sulcata is still down. Gold per minute is very close. Sulcata still in the lead by 30, but that is not a whole lot. Vlad does have 1,700 gold in hand. He will be able to start possibly getting either a dominance or a Heartseeker. XP per minute. Vlad not very behind, but Sulcata still in the lead. It is 5-3. 2, 3 and 5 does have 2 kills on him, but Vlad might still be able to bring this back. Sulcata does go in for the tower dive. Will he be able to pull it off? That is Vlad's ult. Vlad is able to get Sulcata off here, but Sulcata is going to be pushing up very close to the Phoenix line. That is both ults down. Both relics are still down for Vlad, and that is Sulcata's beads. And they are now both level 20. And they can now both upgrade their starters once they get enough gold. Player damage looking pretty good here. Sulcata is still in the lead. He has been putting in lots of damage on Vlad here. But Vlad is catching up. 5,000 damage behind. Picking fights, saving ults. This relic consumption here is going to be really huge for both. That is another ult from Vlad, and we might be seeing a kill here. Sulcata is very low, and that is another kill for Vlad. Not looking good for Sulcata here. Sulcata still does have a kill lead on him, but we might see a Phoenix get taken down here, which would not be very good. We do see an upgraded Mannequin Mace and a Midgardian Mail for Sulcata. This is very huge for him. He is going to be slowing down this attack speed, but the attack speed doesn't mean much if he is if he's soaking up a lot of damage from this Hou-Yi ult, which is putting, that is a Phoenix for Vlad. Vlad is doing very good here. We might be seeing a Bull Demon King here, but Sulcata is back up. He will be able to contest it, but Vlad decides that is not the play for right now. Sulcata is full build right as we speak. Still ahead in player damage, but Vlad is catching up. Gold per minute is very close here. Vlad is in the lead for gold. Gold in hand, he still has 1,200. Sulcata with 700. But there's not much they can do here. They can upgrade some relics here and there. XP per minute. Sulcata is in the lead with that, but it doesn't matter now that they're both level 20. Player damage is looking really good for Sulcata, but he does need to find a way to kill Vlad here. He needs to save his ult for these things. He needs to be diving in there, getting some damage on him. He needs to bait out the leap from, and that is an ult from Vlad, and we are going to be seeing a late beads from Sulcata, which is not the best thing for Sulcata. We might see a kill here for Vlad, and we are going to be seeing a kill here for Vlad. Vlad is bringing it back, not looking very good for Sulcata. They are tied on kills right now as we speak. Player damage, Vlad is caught up really close, 1,000 damage away. Clears wave. He is going to be getting some damage on this Titan. We might see him take it here, and Vlad might be getting this first game. Best of 3. Vlad will be getting the game, and that is game over for the first one. Still best of 3. Sulcata can still bring it back. See, 5 and 5, very, very even here. Vlad does end up beating him on the gold. You see on the gold. Properties.
I'm on paper.
They will be taking a little bit of a break here. That is going to be the first game for Vlad, but Sulcata still has a chance here.
There's a ball on point. The Roadhog's dead.
As you can see here, Vlad was not able to beat him in player damage that last game, but we are going to be seeing the picks and bans here. First ban is going to be for Vlad, and he does ban Soul. We see an immediate ban for Basset. Basset is number 1 on these win rates, and we do see an Olaron ban. He is very good right now. An Izanami ban and a Medusa ban. Hou-Yi ban for Vlad. Vlad did really play that Hou-Yi really well. We are going to be seeing an AMC ban, getting a lot of these auto attack gods out of here. Getting a lot of these ADCs. They do a lot late game. We are going to be seeing a Bakasura ban on Vlad's side and an Uller ban on Sulcata's side. Now is going to be first pick for Sulcata. What will he be locking in for this next match? We might see another Bologna pick here, but as we've seen from the last game, Bologna does not do. We do see a Scotty pick here, very good for the late game and the early game. Ult does a lot for her. She does have self-peel for herself. Will be doing a lot of damage, especially with her dog. Does bring in a lot of damage for her. But we might be seeing a Freya pick here. Freya is very strong, not in the early game, but in the late game is very good. And we do see a Vulcan pick from Vlad. Vulcan does have a lot of damage on his side. He does have a turret to help him on keeping the lane in his favor. Not letting lane get out-pressured very much by this Freya. This Freya is going to be doing a lot late game, though. Freya is a beast late game.
The choke is this. The Reinhardt puts the shield up like that. Drop it.
Okay, let's see how this game is going to start.
The drop thing is where Reinhardt is. You can also go to the left and the right.
We are going to be seeing a mannequin mace for the Freya here. very good in Duel, especially for auto attack gods. We're probably going to see a Typhon's Fang or a Bancroft's Talon. We do see an Aegis for those big Vulcan ults. Vulcan does do a lot of damage with those ults. We do see a Conduit Gem and possibly a Bancroft's Talon or Typhon's Fang from this Vulcan. Will be doing a lot of sustain. We do have 2 mana pots and 2 health pots for the Freya here. A lot of sustain for mana and health here. We are going to be seeing a contest here on this early damage here. Sulcata does have a ward on the blue now, is going for the blue. And he will be securing this blue while Vlad is getting a lot of pressure in lane. Sulcata is going to be coming up from behind. We might see a contest here on this red buff. Sulcata is getting a lot of damage off here, but as we know, Vulcan does do a lot of damage. We might see another we are going to see another contest here on this red buff. Will Vlad be able to secure it, or will Sulcata? And Sulcata is able to secure this. He's not able to pick it up because he has the blue buff, but it is still doing a lot. We do see a whoop from Freya, and we are possibly going. We do see a kill here for Sulcata. That is big for him. He did lose that early pressure there, but he was able to get that red buff and a kill here, so that was very good for him. We are seeing a tier 2 here. We're possibly going to be seeing a soul gem here for this Vulcan. Very strong item, gives a lot of sustain. He is able to clear this wave pretty fast. Sulcata will be coming over here to make sure that he doesn't get as much wave pressure anymore. He might try to freeze wave here, but highly unlikely. Back camps do go to Vulcan, and we are going to be seeing a whiffed ult and Aegis. Not very good. Was an equal trade though. We do see Freya ult go off and whoop. We are going to be seeing some big damage on the Vulcan. He does miss his back, but he still won this engagement here. He does have more health. Maybe less mana, but he is still able to do a lot here. And he's going to make Sulcata back off here. Sulcata does have a little bit of a gold lead. Does have a lot of gold in hand. Will be able to get the tier 2 to possibly Typhon's Fang or Bancroft's Talon. We do see a med down from Vulcan. He will get it back in 40 seconds, and that Aegis cooldown is quite a bit of time. Vulcan will be getting his ult back before Sulcata is able to get his Aegis. We do see a lot of gold in hand for Vulcan here. Not enough to buy Soul Gem or whatever he's about to buy. XP per minute. Sulcata is in the lead here, but not by much. He does have a level on Vlad. Player damage, Vlad is in the lead here, but Sulcata still does have the kill lead and a level lead, but that does not mean game over for Vlad. Vlad can still bring back the lead if he's able to kill Sulcata here pretty soon. Sulcata will get his Aegis back in 80 seconds. Vulcan does have his med cloak, but Sulcata is able to get rid of that Vulcan ult with a trade. Both ults down. Aegis still up for Vlad. Aegis still down for Freya. We are going to be seeing an engage here a little bit. Sulcata is in the damage lead, a little bit of a mana lead as well. We'll be able to be throwing out some more abilities. Vlad is able to get some damage onto Sulcata here. He does med here for the extra mana and health here, so he's able to box a little bit if he needs to. That is Freya's whoop. Very good for Peel. We are going to be seeing Sulcata go for this red here. Will Vlad contest? He will, just a little bit. Will Vlad be able to secure it is the real... And they're both just going to drop this red buff over here. Neither see it as worth it to go after it.
Or like Brig. Brig could be good too. On the left side. On the left side. I have tracers. I have tracers going on. Oh, oh, I got one.
Vlad will be backing here while Sulcata is going for his blue buff to get some extra XP going on here and get that mana going, so he will be able to stay in longer here. Sulcata still does have a little bit of sustain. He will be finishing this Bancroft's Talon going into a ring, probably Ring of Hecate, I would guess, or something else. Vlad does get his blue buff. He does finish the soul gem, has 2 stacks on it as we speak. He will be going after possibly a Soul Reaver or a Book of the Dead. Book of the Dead does give quite a bit of shield there and will help him win fights easier. We are going to be seeing a double ult trade here. Sulcata is able to get the advantage here though. Off that ult damage, was able to get a lot off of that. Sulcata does whoop up Vlad here. Vlad still does have his med down for 20 seconds. Sulcata does have his Aegis back. He's able to use that for the next Vulcan ult, or ult back onto the Vulcan. Sulcata does have chalices. Does give him a little bit of sustain. He does need it though, because Vlad does do a lot of damage to this Freya. Vlad does go in here, does get half the health off of Sulcata here, but with that Bancroft's Talon, he is able to get quite a bit of his health back. Vulcan is able to get quite a bit of damage off here, but we do see a whoop and possibly... Oh, we do see the ult go off here for Vlad. That is quite a bit of damage here. He will be able to get off quite a bit of pressure here. I don't know if we're going to be seeing another fight here, because Sulcata does end up getting a lot of his health back. We do see Sulcata use his ult to get a little bit closer. He does miss the whoop. He is not able to go on to him for now. He does get quite a bit of his health back here, though, with that Bancroft's Talon. It is helping him stay in lane for a very long time. Vlad is not able to kill because of it. Very unfortunate for Vlad, but Sulcata is able to sustain a lot of this damage coming out of Vlad. Vlad does... We are possibly going to be seeing a Divine Ruin from Vlad. That is what we need to see so he can stop this healing going on. The healing is a lot. It is doing a lot for Sulcata. Sulcata needs to get his attack speed going online, and that is going to be a kill for Vlad there. Unfortunate for Sulcata. Sulcata can still bring this back, though. He is playing Freya. Freya is more late game than she is early game. He is able to get the tier 2. Vlad might be able to secure this. Sulcata is back and on his way back to lane. Vlad does have a lot of pressure. He does end up getting the red buff, but he does not want it. He wants his mana buff when it comes back up. Same thing for Sulcata. He does want his blue buff. And he's going to go back to lane, getting a little bit of pressure here. We might see him go on to the blue buff here to get some pressure on Vlad. He does have tier 2. Vlad does finish Book of the Dead here, and he is going in for possibly a Shogun's or a Genji's. He is going to put up a fight for this blue buff because he does want this. But Sulcata was not able to contest it for very long. He needed to get back in the lane, get some pressure on wave. Vlad does end up getting his buff. He is going to be getting all that mana back. They are really equal right now. Vlad does have the Thorns, and he does have Medcloak back now, along with Sulcata's Aegis. That is big for him. He needs to be getting out of that Vulcan ult. Can't let that happen again. That was really big for Vlad. Sulcata is going in on the back here, trying to stay away from all this damage. Vlad does miss the ult. Sulcata will be getting a lot of damage off here due to the ult. Kind of a late. Really good. Thorns here does quite a bit. Still not able to sustain as much as Sulcata here. He does do quite a bit of damage though, but Sulcata will be getting back to a higher health, and so will Vlad here. Vlad is doing a lot here. Sulcata was able to clear wave faster here, but he is not able to keep himself in these fights here right now. Especially early game. He will be able to bring it back late game possibly. They are equal on kills and on level. Player damage is in favor of Vlad. He is putting in a lot of damage, but Sulcata is sustaining through all of it. Gold in hand. Sulcata needs to back and get his items finished, but he cannot leave until he has the right time. Gold per minute is in Vlad's favor, but Sulcata is still really close. That is a miss on Vulcan ult there. That is huge for Sulcata. XP, they are very close. Not enough to notice. Player damage still in Vlad's favor. Wards placed. Sulcata does have lots of vision on the map. Vlad does need to get more vision on this map so he can see what Sulcata is up to. Sulcata is going to be backing, finishing his ring of Hecate, starting another ring, but he might decide on different. That is going to be a tower for Vlad. We are going to be seeing possibly a Shoguns for the attack speed on Freya, which is really detrimental for Freya as a character. Will be doing a lot. Sulcata is getting a lot of self-sustain here. Getting a lot of attack speed going on here. Does have lots going for him. Gold in hand. Vlad does have 2,000 gold and needs to... We are going to see a contest on the blue. Vlad does get the blue here. Very unfortunate. He does whoop here. We might... A lot of damage on to Vlad here. Vlad is taking a lot of damage. He needs to get out of there. Sulcata is able to sustain through all of this damage that Vlad is throwing out here. We do see an ult here, but he does Aegis it and he's able to get out of it. We do see a Thorns. Will we see a Medcloak? We do see a Medcloak to help him to be sustained in that situation. Sulcata is bringing out a lot of healing. Vlad needs to be going some anti-heal here, but if he decides not to, he still might be able to kill Freya, but it will be really hard with all that healing going on. Vlad is stacking his Book of Thoth here. He does have 35 stacks. He needs to get that stacked up going on. Sulcata is going to be diving here. Will he be able to get the kill? No, he will not. He has to back off here. He does take 2 tower shots, but he still does have a lot of self-sustain here and is able to put a lot of pressure on Vlad here. Sulcata thinking about this, putting some pressure onto Vlad. He will be going for the blue buff for Vlad. This is going to be putting him in a good position for now. They are still 1-1, not a big lead going on here. Vlad does pick up the Chalice for some sustain. He does finish the Genjis. He will probably be getting Divine Ruin. That is the smartest decision here. Will Sulcata be able to get the tower here? He will not. Vlad does show up to contest. He does take half of Sulcata's health, but Sulcata does have lots of self-sustain and will be doing a lot with that. Vlad is going to be trying to force his fight here, trying to get off that damage lead here. Lots of damage going on for him. Sulcata is keeping up a little bit, not damage-wise, but is self-sustaining. We probably are going to see another kill for Vlad here. That does give him 1 more kill, which is pretty big for him. Lots of gold per minute going on for Vlad. Not a huge lead. Player damage is in favor for Vlad. He does have over half the amount of damage as Sulcata. Sulcata needs to be putting in some work here. Sulcata does finish the Shoguns. He will be having some defense and some attack speed, Probably going in for a Winged Blade for all the ability damage that's going on here. And slows, keeping him in these fights so that Vlad can kill him. We are going to see an ult from Vlad, and that does do some damage to Sulcata. Not very good for Sulcata. Vlad is going to go in here, and we are going to see another kill for Vlad. Not very good for Sulcata. Sulcata is 1-3 right now. He does have 2 levels down at the moment, 2 kills down. Vlad is able to be doing a lot of damage here. He is going to be taking a lot from this Phoenix, but now he has minions. He will possibly be able to take this. We are probably going to be seeing a Phoenix takedown for Vlad here. That is going to be a Phoenix for Vlad. Sulcata not looking very good in the player damage. The gold per minute, he is lagging behind quite a bit. 100 gold lead, 100 gold per minute lead for Vlad here. He does have quite a bit of golden hand. He will be finishing Divine Ruin and possibly be going for a Book of the Dead. He did finish his stacks onto the Book of Thoth, which is really big. Does give him quite a bit to work with. Player damage is still in Vlad's lead. Sulcata might be able to bring it back, especially with the Shoguns, but he cannot. He does get Horrific Emblem for the slow, so he can get this Vulcan off of him, because this Vulcan is doing quite a bit of damage, especially with the Thorns. The Thorns are putting in a lot of work here. Sulcata is getting chased down by Vlad here. He does miss the Whoop, which is not in his favor. He does now have Divine Ruin, which does give quite a bit of anti-heal. He does have an item lead on Sulcata. Sulcata will be backing here. Possibly, he will be getting Toxic Blade. Toxic Blade will give him some anti-heal and quite a bit of attack speed here. Vlad has both of his relics down. He will be getting the Med Cloak back in 20 seconds. Sulcata not doing very well on the relics. He does have Horrific back in 50 seconds and 120 seconds on this Aegis. He will be trying to get some damage on to Vlad, but to no avail. Pretty far in tower. We might see a fight here in a sec. Vlad is wanting to get another kill on. He does land the Whoop this time. That is an ult from Vlad. That is quite a bit of damage for Vlad. He will be taking some tower pressure. He is low though. Sulcata might be able to bring this back. He will be getting lots of health from this. A lot of sustain going on. He is able to Whoop, and he will be ulting Vlad here. We might see a kill here for Sulcata, and that is a kill for Sulcata. He is bringing it back. He is only a level down now. He is catching up on damage. Vlad is still 11,000 damage ahead of him for right now. The gold per minute is getting closer. Not as big of a lead on that. Golden hand. Sulcata does have quite a bit of golden hand, but he does not have enough to get another item. I think he does want to get this level 20. He does want to get this tower. Will he be able to get it? He is tanking tower still. That is not very good for Sulcata. He will be taking quite a bit of damage here. He will be backing. We do see that Vlad is back now. Vlad is back. He's going back to lane. We haven't seen anyone go for the Bull Demon King yet. Sulcata's Phoenix is pretty low. We still have the first tower going on for Vlad, but the game can change really quickly, especially since it is now towards the late game, and Freya does really peak in her late game. Player damage still highly in favor of Vlad. Sulcata is bringing it back. He did get that last kill. He was able to get some revenge XP off of that. Sulcata does miss the Whoop, but he is able to sustain all this damage that is coming in from Vlad due to all of his healing. But Vlad does have the Divine Ruin, which does bring in a lot of anti-heal. They are both level 19 here. Level 20 will be getting them the upgraded relic. Upgraded mannequins will be doing a lot. We do see Sulcata get the red buff here. That is really good for him. He will be doing some extra damage here against this Vulcan. Vulcan does put in a lot of damage. We are going to see an ult from Vlad. We do not see it come very good for him because that was a very good Aegis on Sulcata's part. Sulcata did take a lot of damage, but he is able to bring it back with all of that lifesteal. It is going to be giving him quite a bit. Player damage is still in favor of Vlad. Vlad does put in a lot of damage, but the Divine Ruin still isn't enough to keep Freya out of this fight. Freya is able to stay in all of these fights and keep up with Vulcan, even though Freya does not put in as much damage as quickly, still able to do quite a bit here. We are going to be seeing a tower here for Sulcata. Sulcata is able to get this tower, possibly another kill. Do see a lot of damage on Sulcata. Sulcata will be using quite a bit. Do we see a med cloak here for Vlad? And we do see a kill here for Vlad. Sulcata did not have his Aegis or ult up there. Was not able to get away from that ult. That ult did put in the work. Vlad will be pushing up lane here. Vlad is 4-2, but Sulcata can still bring this back. He does get another ring. He will Vlad will get this Phoenix, but Sulcata can still bring this back. This is not game over for Sulcata. We've seen what he can do if he times his ult and his Aegis right, along with the really good relic usage. The Thorns is putting a lot of work in here for Vlad. Vlad is able to get a lot of damage put on to Sulcata. Sulcata is taking a lot of damage from... He needs to time everything right. He is going to see a Book of the Dead and an upgraded relic here for Vlad. We do not have an upgraded... We do not have an upgraded starter item for Sulcata yet. Just a little bit behind here. But he will, when he's able to get that, he will be doing a lot of damage. As of the moment, we will not see him get upgraded Mannequin Mace yet. He does sell an item and does end up getting Stone of Foul, which will be giving him a lot. It does proc off of auto attacks, which is really good. He did sell an item, which does put him behind a little bit, but it might be worth it here. We don't know, especially against these fights here with Vlad. Vlad does put in a lot of damage, and with the Stone of Foul, he will be a little bit tankier, and he will be getting a lot of stacks here. He does have a pretty big health bar here and a lot of self-sustain. Vlad does have the Book of the Dead now with Book of Thoth, which is going to be putting in a lot. The Divine Ruin will be anti-healing for quite a bit, but it is not enough to keep Sulcata out of the game. Sulcata is still able to be getting lots of heals here out of combat. We do see an ult from Vlad, but it comes to no avail due to Aegis. Aegis usage is really good here by Sulcata. He is able to negate all of that damage coming from ult. He will be going in from behind on Vlad. Will we see a fight here? We do. Sulcata is going to be getting a lot of damage in here. Will Vlad be able to get away? He does use the Thorns here. The Thorns doesn't put in a lot of damage, but due to Sulcata having Stone of Foul, he is tankier now, and he's able to just tank those hits while doing a lot of damage to Vlad. Vlad is still doing a lot here, though. He is putting in a lot of damage. We might see a kill here for Sulcata if he is able to put in some damage numbers here. We do see both ults go in here. We do see a Book of the Dead proc. He is able to get a lot of damage off here, and we might see another kill go on for Vlad. He needs to get this anti-heal in on Sulcata. Sulcata is still able to get lots of health off there, but it does not help because Vulcan does a lot of damage, and he is able to get a lot going on him. And we will be seeing a Titan possibly go down here due to wave. They did take another Phoenix. This will be game over for Sulcata. That was a very close match, and we are going to be seeing the win for Vlad here. 2-0. Really close both times. Vlad did put in the work here. Okay, that was a really crazy stream. I will be saying goodbye. That is good night for the. That is going to be the rest of the Smite matches. Everyone have a good night for whoever was watching and supporting the stream.